If you're feeling a little bit unproductive lately, or maybe you kind of have always dealt with that feeling of not being productive enough, here are 10 reasons why you may not be able to be productive and a few things to do about it. Number one, you have a lack of clear goals, okay? So when you are setting your goals up, you want to be as detailed as possible. So maybe you have an overarching goal. That goal is to get healthy. Okay, that's a great goal, but how then are we going to accomplish it? What are those miniature goals that we can achieve within that? Is it getting to the gym more often? Is it cooking healthier meals? Whatever it may be, kind of break that initial goal down into bite-sized pieces. But if you don't have any clear goals as to what you're doing, it's going to be pretty hard to get anything done, right? You're not going to be productive because you don't really know what you're doing. Set some goals. 2, maybe you have poor time management. What is that saying? If you fail to plan, then you can plan to fail, that type of thing. If you aren't comfortable understanding how to manage your time, just start by kind of taking note of what you do each day, making a list of kind of the things that you do. And then from there, you're going to go back to those goals, the things that you want to accomplish, and then kind of start writing it in. If you always go to the gym in the morning, that's great. You'll put that on your list. Just making a schedule, maybe for the first time in your life, is going to be very, very beneficial. Another tip when it comes to time management is make sure that you plan enough time for things. Allow more time than you think is going to be necessary. That task may take 30 minutes. That's really kind of what you think. Maybe plan for 45, just in case. Allow yourself that leeway. Things can come up, but you'll still be able to get it done. Third reason why you may not be able to be productive is because of distractions. Try to eliminate any distractions that you have, if possible, when you're trying to kind of accomplish something. Think of some things that are clear distractions to you, things that constantly come up. Is it your phone dinging? Maybe you can put it on do not disturb. Is it social media alerts popping up? Turn those things off. Eliminate the distractions that you have. Start by listing any distractions. Think about the last project you did, the last thing you tried to accomplish, and maybe some things that kept creeping up and why you couldn't get it done, and then work towards eliminating those distractions as best you can. Number 4, maybe you just have a lack of motivation, right? We all go through that. So is it time to kind of reevaluate your goal, reevaluate what you're trying to achieve so that you can get more motivated? If you can't do that, if it's just a work thing, something that's been assigned to you, find ways to reward yourself and kind of increase that motivation. If you get this part of the project done, then you'll reward yourself with this. I know people sometimes laugh that we're just rewarding ourselves for getting out of bed, but you know what? Sometimes things are hard. And if that's going to motivate you to make it through, to do a better job, then so be it. Okay. Number 5, maybe you're not taking care of yourself. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you working out enough? Are you eating right? Any of those things, that absolutely will affect how productive you are. If I don't get enough sleep, not only am I cranky, my brain does not work right, I can't focus correctly, I'm not able to be as productive as I can, as I know I'm able to be, right? So focusing on those things that you kind of either keeping track, if you don't really know kind of what causes you to not be as productive as far as taking care of yourself, try to make a list. When you're feeling on your A game, write down kind of what you've done so that you can try to duplicate that. Number 6 is perfectionism getting in the way of being productive. Sometimes we let perfect get in the way of good enough, right? And sometimes that act of trying to be perfect almost paralyzes us, right? We're either scared to do the thing because if we can't do it perfectly, then we might as not well do it at all. Is that the case for you? Are you worried about being perfect? Do you have an issue with perfectionism? Just kind of identify that and see if you can work past it. Number 7, you're overwhelmed, you're stressed, you're burned out. Are you one of those things? This kind of goes back to taking care of yourself too. If you are any of those things, you really want to hone in on that self-care aspect of things. Are you taking care of yourself? If you are feeling burned out, if you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, what can you do to help with some of that? Can you give someone else some of the responsibilities of this task that you're trying to get done? You know, can you delegate some of those tasks either at home or at the office, something to take a little bit off your plate? Could you take a day off? I know that sometimes when deadlines are approaching, people are like, I can't take any time off. But sometimes when you give yourself a little break, you will come back rejuvenated and better than ever, right? You can just recharge, regroup, and you'll hit the ground running when you get back. Number 8, do you have a lack of accountability? Oh my goodness, is this a good one? We may not be productive because it's not enough for just us to have that goal and us to be working towards it. Have an accountability partner. This is so good with any aspect of your life. You're trying to get organized, you're trying to, get healthier, you're trying to, whatever it may be. Have someone that's going to cheer you on, that kind of knows about your goals, that's just going to touch base, how's it going? Someone that you can be accountable for. If you don't have a partner, I'm happy to be your accountability buddy, right? Just comment what you're working towards. I want to check in with you. Tell me how it's going. I would love to do that for you. Number 9, maybe you have a lack of structure and of a routine. This kind of goes back to the time management. Think about how you are spending your days, where those gaps are, where you're kind of losing track of time, where you're, it's kind of a void. What are you doing? Are you mindlessly scrolling through social media? Are you turning on the TV instead of going to bed? Do you have that lack of structure and routine? Try using a planner, try using your calendar apps on your phone, whatever it may be, just to kind of get a routine, get a plan going, get some structure going. That will automatically kind of help you, propel you in the right direction to be more productive, reach those goals, all of that. And number 10, you have too much on your plate. Again, I've kind of touched on this with being stressed, overwhelmed, burned out. But if you have too much on your plate, try to identify that. There is no shame in trying, again, to take bite-sized pieces or asking for help from someone. Can you delegate those tasks to someone else? Can you speak with your boss and try to get, an assistant or some help or whatever it may be? See what you can do to get rid of some of those things on your plate. If it's stuff at home, can you hire someone to help do the laundry? Can you maybe get a meal service so that you don't have to cook as much? Whatever the case may be, think about those things that you could take off your plate. And it may just be for a little bit, maybe you just hire some help for a little bit of time. It doesn't have to be ongoing, but just kind of while you need to be in this more productive mindset to achieve what you're trying to achieve, get through what you're trying to do. Again, does not have to be permanent. All right, are any of these things on your list? Are these some of the reasons why you haven't been productive? Let me know in the comments. As always, please share and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.